Hello, everyone. I'm Karen Roberts. We're here today to talk about summarizing for the purpose of analyzing a situation, a challenge, a program, a problem, or an opportunity. Perhaps you have an amazing opportunity to innovate. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could summarize everything that we have observed and summarize it thoroughly, in depth, and well, so that other people can understand what we're summarizing? Well, it is possible. But wait, we're in a class that is going to be focusing on critical analysis. So why are we beginning by looking at how to summarize well? Well, remember that analysis begins with observation. We have to know what exists. We have to understand what we're reading, what we're observing, what we see in a situation at our workplace. We have to understand what has been written and what has been shared, what has been in reports. We have to understand the data, we have to understand the concepts, and we need to be able to explain them to others who are perhaps lay people in this particular area, even though they are our coworkers or our leaders, but they don't have the unique perspective that you and I do. And so they may see things a little more superficially. But you're taking time to observe. You're taking time to really understand the details. So when we summarize well, we're asking questions. We condense the subject down to its most important elements, and then we explain it in the manner that particularly meets our audience's needs. So what do? We ask the who, what, when, where, how, and why questions. Who do we observe? What's going on? When is it happening? Where is it happening? And how are the details being performed? And why? But notice in summary, we do not ask, so what or what if? We're just explaining the details. We're looking for the key thoughts, and we're connecting those key thoughts with data. We need data. And then we explain the connections between the key thoughts and the connections and the data and the relationships. And then we engage with that and ask why, how, where, when, what, who, until we understand what we're observing deeply, and we can explain it to others as well. So you might say, well, I could use free writing to do that. I see the keywords. And so I could do that. Remember what analysis is? It's understanding plus its contribution, your unique perspective on the situation, challenge, opportunity, or the written word. So we must show what is meant. We must show what is meant in the written word. And Rosenwasser and Stephen in your text say summary differs from analysis because the aim of summary is to recount in reduced form someone else's ideas. So that's what we're doing. We're reducing, it's perhaps an elongated elevator pitch where you imagine yourself in an elevator. You have 30 seconds to tell the other person the most important thing about yourself. Well, you have a shorter time than a written thesis to summarize what you have observed. And you're bringing it down to the level of the audience. You know your audience. So you could use the free writing 20 questions. Ask some of the 20 questions that we talked about in a previous video. And you could free write for a while, 5 minutes, without picking up your fingers from the keyboard or your pen from the paper, without correcting, just writing about the key thoughts, the key concepts in this situation, this writing. And then you rest for a minute, you read, you circle, you underline, you highlight somehow the key concepts, or those things that are intriguing to you, or those things that you're going to compare and contrast. Summary and compare, contrast, and all of the other forms of writing go into analysis, if you really think about it. They go into analysis, but they go deeper, they dig deeper, and they turn the subject inside out. And that's what you can do with the free writing. So you have written here for your 5 minutes, you rest, you read, you circle, you highlight, you underline, and then you write for another 5 minutes. And you write about those things that have intrigued you, those things that you have circled. And you know, by the end of your free writing, you just might have your summary so that other people can understand it as well. So the writer needs to explain the meaning and function of the subject's parts. Summary is a tool. It doesn't assume that the subject matter can speak for itself. The writer needs to play an active role. You need to play an active role. You need to engage with what you have observed and reduce it to a level that your audience can understand. And the length, well, it depends on the subject matter. The length can be very short, like the elevator speech, or it could be several pages, several paragraphs. It depends on the importance, the amount of observation that you have done, and how deep you have gone. So there are different ways to summarize, and I'm going to give you a few of the steps that will help you, that may help you in developing your summary. There's what's called a narrative summary. So a narrative summary, you introduce the writer or the leader, or the situation, the opportunity, the challenge. You introduce that. And then you state the topic and the main claim, the issue or opportunity, the problem. So you just state it. Then you explain the reasons for this claim, this challenge, this problem, this opportunity. And you show the connections between the concepts and the opportunity, the claim. And then you identify the most significant ideas and explain why they are the most significant ideas. So you have just added what is the situation, what is the written piece, what is the challenge. You're not offering any solutions just yet. Okay, another way to approach a narrative is to identify the key words. So you identify the key words and the concepts. And then you connect the keywords and the concepts, and you explain their connections or their relationships, and you end up with a summary. So you have connected the people, You have connected the concepts or the keywords, the issues, the opportunities, the situation. You've connected all and explained what the relationships between them were. And then you are able to summarize well and deeply. Another approach is mind mapping. And it's much like the keywords. You have your big idea, what the entire topic is about, situation, challenge, or opportunity. And then you have your keywords or key concepts right here. And then you have some information about those key concepts, those keywords. And then you may even have even more details about that information about the concept. So then you have this jumble of concepts and information and details around the big idea. And then you connect those and you tell what the relationships are. And as they're being connected, you'll notice something very unique. What stands out to you? Do you see that there are just a few connections with the upper left-hand corner concept, a few connections with the upper right-hand corner concept, a few more on the lower right-hand concept, but oh, so much more information connecting the left lower concept with the idea and the other concepts. Oh my, I think this is where you are going to be writing your analysis. You have the most information there. Another way to approach summary is a content chart. So a content chart is very detailed. It's linear, and it fits a different type of perspective, a different way of observation, but a very valid way. So depending on the length of your written piece or the details and concepts that you have in your challenge, opportunity, or situation, you will either have paragraph or page. So paragraph number or a page number, or a concept or detail, okay? That will be in your left-hand column. In your second column, you'll have the key points or key observations. And you'll write those in the corresponding paragraph, page, or situation. And then you may have 3 or 4 essential quotations that you will put alongside where it fits with the key point and the page number. And by the time you get done, you may have more rows or you may have fewer rows. It just depends on your situation, the thing that you are summarizing. By the time you get done, you'll look at that second column, the key points, and you'll say, there's my summary. And here on the third column are the essential quotations that I need to engage with and have a conversation with. That's the content chart. So some of the summarizing tools that you might be wanting to use are the narrative, the keyword concept, mind mapping, or the content chart. Now, I'm interested in the next class. Maybe you have some other tools that you use for summarizing. Please bring those to the class and share them with us. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.